Hey guys, so I reached out to a majority of you today and just to kind of touch base, and a lot of you had said, you've got people interested but they haven't bought yet, or you've got people interested in signing but they haven't signed yet. So to me that signals that we as a team can work on overcoming objections. Sarah Robbins, one of my all-time favorite MLM experts, go to her blog, sarahrobbins.com, and sign up. It's awesome information. She taught me the feel, felt, found method when overcoming objections. What you do is you acknowledge how they feel, you tell them how you felt, and then what you've found. So we're going to apply that in about 6 different objections that you may run into. The first one, the first objection that you may run into is cost or money. For example, someone says, I'm interested, but it's too expensive for me. I can't afford it right now. And you say, okay, feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. I actually felt the same way when I started, but what I found when I did start is that it was affordable because I cut down on the snacks I was eating or medications that I was taking, and I found it to be very affordable for me. Or, if they're joining, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. I actually couldn't afford my supply when I started, so I joined to start selling at first, and then I found that with just a few orders I could afford the supply myself. So you recognize them, you talk about you, and then you talk about what you've discovered, so it makes it doable for them in their eyes. Some other things about money and cost that Sonia Dudley has talked about is start out by asking, how long have you struggled with your weight? So, Mary's come up to you and she's like, oh, I'm interested in Plexus. Most people are interested because of the weight loss aspect. And she says, I'm really interested, but I can't afford it. And then you can say, well, Mary, how long have you struggled with your weight? And she's probably going to say, quite some time. And then you can say something like, have you spent money on it before? She's probably going to say yes. And then say, what if Plexus was the last thing that you had to buy to get healthy? What price, what would that be worth to you if you could get where you wanted to be, get healthy? And so put it into perspective for them that way. You can break it down into daily cost. Roughly a preferred customer is about $3 to $4 a day depending on what they are ordering. So that could be a Starbucks coffee, that could be a Coke and chips. And another thing that I do is I give them cost breakdowns. So I first ask them what their health goals are. I recommend products, and then I give them breakdowns of retail cost, preferred cost, and wholesale cost, so they can see exactly. And if that doesn't work, I ask them, what is a price point that you are able to afford. And then I look at the different products and see how I can make it fit their budget. And the last thing is honestly, Plexus, it would cost me more money not to do Plexus because I would eat like a pig because I craved sugars and sweets like nobody's business. I would have to pay for 2 medications that I'm off of, so it helps me save some money. So that's cost. The next one is time. So the first one is time for a customer. So you talk to them about it and they say, I don't have time to do it. Well, that's when you can do the feel, felt, found. Well, I felt the same way. I've done, health products before, and I had to do shakes, and you have to take this at certain times and this at certain times, and you have to watch what you eat, and you have to count your calories, or you have to work out, and it takes a lot of time. So I felt the same way. But what I found with Plexus is that it's a lot more simple than that. It's a drink in the morning with 1 or 2 pills, and that's it. And then maybe a couple pills after your lunch, and maybe a couple pills before bed, depending on what you want. But it's not very time consuming. It's not on a regimented schedule either. If I forget to drink my Slim in the morning, I keep a couple in my purse and I drink it when I can. No biggie, as long as I take it that day. I also, really haven't had to put a lot of effort and time into changing my diet because I naturally wanted to with Slim. And I'm naturally more active, but I really honestly haven't worked out very much. This is a personal story for me. I don't recommend saying that to everybody. Okay, the next objection is need. Maybe someone doesn't understand that they need it. Feel, felt, found. Okay, here's an example of that. I understand how you feel. This is not me personally, but I'm just making up. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way, as I didn't have much weight to lose, but what I had found was that overall health benefits far outweighed the weight loss. So for instance, you may want to mention to them, you know, do you feel tired? Do you feel sluggish? Do you have headaches? Are you in pain? Do you crave sweets? Do you have high cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar? Any of those things. Mention those overall health benefits that also come as part of being healthy. Plexus is a lot more than weight loss. This isn't some weight loss gimmick. It's overall health with a side effect of weight loss. When your body functions properly, you naturally have more energy, you sleep better, and your body sheds pounds because it's functioning better. A lot of people look healthy on the outside, but on the inside they're not very healthy. So, you know, just touch different things that Plexus can benefit from. The next one, overcome objection, is if someone's wanting to be an ambassador. And they say, well, I'm not a salesperson. Feel, felt, found. I completely understand how you feel. I felt the same way. I've never been in sales before. I was a manager at a dental company with business background, no sales background whatsoever. But what I've found is that I don't have to be a salesperson. Actually, I don't want you to be a salesperson. Salespeople tend to be gimmicky. This isn't what this is. As long as you're passionate about it and you tell the truth and don't convince people, the products sell themselves. You really don't have to sell much at all because the products work. So as long as you talk about it to others in the nooks and crannies of your day, that's all that's needed. The next one is trust. Next objection is trust. Again, feel, felt, found. You know, I completely understand how you feel. You see on, you know, everywhere you look, you see weight loss or health supplements promising the world. I felt the same way. I was very skeptical at first, but what I found is I decided to take that jump. I trusted my mom, who was on the products and had great results, and I found that it does work. I've lost 20 pounds, I'm feeling better, I'm off anxiety antidepressant medicine, and my family is feeling great too. With trust, there's several components that are involved. One, it helps if you already have a natural trustworthiness about you. If you don't, start working on it. It will benefit you in more ways than one, not just Plexus. But to build trust, you really want to listen to people. So you want to ask more questions than you do talk. And when someone comes up to you about Plexus and they want to know what it is, I tell them, you know, my short little intro about what Plexus is, the company, what it can do. And then I ask them, what are your health goals? I let them tell me what they're looking for. And then with my expertise on knowing Plexus, which you should all be experts at some point, you don't have to be right now, that's what we're here for, you tell them and recommend their products. So you really want to listen to them. You want to tell the truth. You don't want to exaggerate. You don't want to convince. If they don't want it, next, move to the next one. The truth will sell itself. The products sell itself. You want to stay positive and confident. If you have an ounce of doubt, an ounce of negativity, or an ounce of pushiness in you, people will run for the hills and your trust will be diminished. So you want to really build that trustworthiness character to you. Another thing that helps build trust is get other Plexus people involved on your posts on Facebook. If it's just you posting about it, they may need to see from other people that it actually does work. So get on, you know, Destination Diamond Dream Team page or Darby Team page or the Slim Gyms and say, hey guys, I could use your support. Comment on my most recent Plexus post. Get more people tagging and commenting on your post. One, it'll be seen more, and two, it'll raise your credibility. And three, just know that people are watching. I've been doing this for 5 months now, and just now people are starting to come to me and say, hey, I've been watching you. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a phase, it wasn't a gimmick. So you're starting to build trust right now. Just because people don't like it or comment does not mean that they're not seeing it and considering it. So maintain your persistence and consistency in your Plexus Facebook posts. And the last thing is, the last objection that I've heard is, well, I'm an introvert, so I wouldn't be good at this. That is so far from the truth. Again, you can use the feel, felt, found method. I completely understand how you feel. I had a friend that felt the same way. She was a true introvert and didn't think this would work for her, but what she found is she is actually doubling her salary and her team has exploded, and she has been very successful at this. An example of an introvert that we all know is Brooke Matamoros. This is our upline. She is amazing. I like to refer introverts as quiet giants. Listening is the best skill that you can have, so introverts naturally have that capability. So introverts, you can do it too. Listen and then provide them the information. You don't have to be an extrovert to be a great salesperson. There's actually a study done comparing the two to see who would be better salespeople, an introvert or an extrovert. And it found that introverts and extroverts actually sold the same amount, but people that were kind of in between the two actually sold the most. So if you can listen more, talk less, and find a happy medium, you'll do great. So those are my little how to overcome objections. Just remember the feel, felt, found method. It'll help. Thanks, guys. And follow up.